where you are.
Get used to that.
Huh? Yeah. Connor critiques everything I do now. Every time I send an invitation, you're first to reply. I will hear you. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Listen. Okay, so this is my session on Baidu Ads 101. It'll probably just be the only one because there's not much we can do here, so there's not much access we've got, so this is like 101, 201. So yeah, Baidu for bad dudes. Oh, I can't. Oh, damn. How did I get the YouTube link? I can't even see my mouse. Damn. Jamie, can you come here, please?
I just didn't think it was scented. It's not, but it smells like soap if you're using the other one.
Oh, yeah, got to talk about it again. Try and get my mouse right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, one for here.
What is this? We get the police like
Okay, right. We all start again. So, yeah, I'm going to fire through this quickly, just because I'm feeling like shit. So, get there eventually. Right. Third time lucky. So yeah, everything I know about Baidu is in this presentation. So if you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll try and answer them. But if not, we can Google them together. Why is this not changing? Yes. Oh, here we go. So a bit of background. Baidu was founded in 2000 by two guys called Robin and Eric, and it's grown to become one of the largest AI and internet companies in the world. Baidu is quite similar to Google, offers all the same features. So there's a search network, a display network, and they also have Baidu Maps. The search campaigns are quite a bit different, where they only have like one headline and two descriptions, but pretty much everything we use in our Google builds can be used for Baidu ads. And yeah, just the same as you would in Google, if you get your keyword research right and your ads are appealing enough, Baidu can be a good platform to use. Obviously, we can't use Google in China, so this is how we would target those users. It is the dominant search engine in China, so we'll go into some stats in a minute, but basically Baidu is the biggest of all the search engine platforms in China. And then in 2001, they started allowing advertisers to bid for ad space and pay when people clicked on those ads. So they actually started offering PPC a year before Google did in 2002. So some stats, yep. They have a 65% share of the Chinese search engine market compared to all other platforms. There's roughly 218 million users per day on Baidu, and 97.3% of Baidu search engine users are situated in China. The other 3% are just Chinese residents that live outside China, so like people that live in the UK and stuff. And there's 665 million monthly active mobile users, which is good because Baidu actually commands just under 85% of the mobile search engine market share. So some pros. The platform, like I said, is quite similar to Google, so there's slight differences in the ad structure and the character count. So I've got it here. Okay, I don't. It's not another slide. We'll go over that. But yeah, like I said, there's one headline on Baidu and 2 descriptions. The second description doesn't always show just because a lot of the ads are on mobile. Another benefit is it allows us to reach users in China. So, like I said, Google's blocked in China, and so Baidu gives us access to users that live there. So, if you have any campaigns that your clients want to run in China, this is obviously the platform we'd like to use. Again, the massive market share. So, it is the dominant search engine in China, as other platforms like Weibo, WeChat, but Baidu has the largest market share. So, it's effectively like the Google of China. So this is where you have the highest volume of users to target. There's less clarity on what search results are paid ads. So on Google, when you're running search ads, it's quite obvious what's an ad. They appear at the top and they have like sponsored or ad next to them. And Baidu, this is less clear. I don't know about you guys, but like if you see an ad on Google, you're probably not going to click it because you know it's an ad. Whereas if it's less obvious, this can also help your click-through rate by making it look more native and more organic. And then there's another ad type, called brand zones. And this is where you can basically pay to show your ads to certain keywords, but basically you're the only brand that can do that. So this is great for brand awareness. It means that your competitors can't target the same keywords whilst you're paying for this brand zone. So yeah, this would work really well. Just some examples would be like Coach, they would do it for their products, and Nike for like trainers and stuff like that. And then some cons. There's some difficulty setting up accounts. So it's not like Google where you just have to like create an account and that's it. In China, you have to submit documentation. We'll go over this shortly, but you need to submit your documentation, some company information, and then you need to be approved before setting up an account. You need to obviously have someone as well that is a Chinese company or situated in China to be able to set this up. We do have an agency that's going to do this for us. So although that's a con, it's not really a con for us because it's going to be quite easy for us. There's a minimum spend required. So we do have an agency helping us. There is a minimum media spend you need to spend per day on Baidu, but it's not that much. What I mean by the minimum spend required is whilst we're using this agency that we're going to use, they require us to spend a minimum of £2,000 per month. So obviously that's a big cost for your clients, which might put them off. It's put off my client twice. So yeah, this is why I'm doing this, because we need to test it and I'm obviously not getting anywhere. The loss of control. So because we are using this agency, they'll set up the account, they'll set up the campaigns, they'll set up all the ads, and then part of the fee that we pay them, they will control the running of the day-to-day campaigns. They'll do the optimizations, they'll do the management and reporting of the campaigns. So in terms of us, we don't really have much control in the campaigns. We pretty much brief them in. They do everything, and then we basically tell the client when the campaign's finished. So it's not like Google where we can just optimize the campaigns. If there's something not going right, we can't go back in and just see what needs changed and make any major changes. There's one website per ad account. So again, on Google, we can link to different websites per ad group. We can also run multiple events from the same ad account, which would all go to obviously different websites. But on Baidu, you have to have a separate account per website. So also this means you'll have to have a separate account per event, which again is setup fees. But I think the way this is going to work with this agency is we pay the setup fee every time regardless. And then you can't have different match types in the same ad group. So on Google, this is pretty much a benefit where you put different match types and all your keywords into the one ad group, and it helps Google's learning to optimize your campaigns. But on Baidu, you pretty much have to have your phrase match and your exact match keywords in different ad groups, which I'm assuming might hamper the campaigns. And then the campaign structure. So it's pretty much the same as Google. Like obviously you have your account, in that account you have your campaigns. Let's see. Yeah, and then in your campaigns you have your ad groups, and then your keywords and your ads, but obviously, like I said, it's different where you have your different ad groups per keywords. You'll only be able to link to one website per ad group or per campaign, sorry, in that account. And then for the I can't stop looking at that picture. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for campaign structure. Yeah, obviously when we set up the campaign, or when we pay the agency to set up our campaigns, they'll set up a separate campaign for brand, bottom of the funnel and middle of the funnel. So although there is display networks as well available, but we will only be using the search ones. So ad types, like I said, there is display and search, but display, like you can see, they are quite similar to Google. They're like banner ads. For your title, you can have up to 14 Chinese characters or 28 characters. Your description line 1 can be up to 20 Chinese characters or 40 characters. These are just for like the text display ads. You can still have standard banner ads, which some of the sizes there are quite different from what we use on Google. But yeah, that's pretty much it for display. There's in-feed ads. These are kind of the same as Google as well. They appear on mobile and they reach 600 million Baidu users and 100 million daily active users. And like you can see there, they kind of blend in with the feed to make it less obvious that it's an ad. And then the search ads. So yeah, there's one headline which is 50 characters long. There's two descriptions which are 80 characters each, and only one of these will probably show most of the time, especially on mobile. And then, so like I said, the character counts are a bit different from Google, but we can pretty much use our Google build to create our ads on Baidu. The headline character there is longer, so your Google your Google headline will fit in that character count because we don't allow 30. And then the same for descriptions are 80 characters each, but we can just, or the agency will just find a way to shorten that. Obviously, they'll translate it as well, which might mean the characters are a bit shorter anyway. And then just a quick case study. So we've, as far as I know, we've only ran one campaign on Baidu. That was Ashley for Intermodal Asia. The campaign achieved 71 conversions and had an $83.87 CPA. So it was only run on Baidu just because the main target location for the campaign was mainland China. The campaign ran on bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and brand, but the conversions came from brand and bottom of the funnel keywords. And then the campaign ended earlier than expected, which affected the number of registrations achieved. Obviously, we tend to get most of the registrations the last couple of weeks. So with I said earlier, we didn't achieve as many conversions that was set out in the media plan. But that's just another note as well when we're setting up, when we're proposing Baidu to clients, don't be too aggressive with the CPA just because we don't have much data yet on what type of campaigns perform better, or especially speaking to this agency, they don't have much information on the event industry specifically in order to give like a more accurate CPA. But obviously, the more campaigns we run, the more accurate we can predict the CPAs. And then, okay, if I can click on this. You know what? Yeah, we'll just. Where's my mouse going? No, I'll do it here. So, yep, Nicola and I are working on like a Baidu processes document. Just okay. Okay, we'll go with it. So this is just a document basically that's internal use only just now, and it's just basically detailing like what Baidu is and what we need in order to set up a campaign. Oh heck, I can't see. No, well, we'll just go through this. Can you see that all right? Yeah. Okay, so what is Baidu? I've pretty much covered this. So it's like it's a PPC platform similar to Google Ads. We can run on search as well as websites in Baidu's ecosystem. It's the leading search engine in China. So in order when should we use it. So again, when we're wanting to target and grow our brand in China or our client's brand in China, this would be the ideal time to use. Like I said, we can't obviously use Google in China, and when the budget allows for it. So we'll go over the fees in a minute, but it is going to cost quite a bit to run campaigns, so it's a bit of a commitment for your clients to make. But if the budget's there and they really do want to target China, then this is something we should be proposing. And when there's enough time left in the campaign to add the additional platforms. So it's going to take a bit longer than your normal day-to-day campaigns to set up. Obviously, we need to brief the client, the agency. They then need to set up the campaigns, need to come back to us. So it's adding that extra layer of communication between us and the client. So just allow yourself enough time to get this set up. And then, yeah, obviously, if the event you're promoting takes place in China. So how to set up? We don't have much control over it. We'll basically brief the agency. They'll set it up for us. And that agency is called Jade or Jade Digital. And basically they charge us and we charge the client. So the client requirements, like I said, you do need to submit quite a bit of documentation to open an account in Baidu. So what we'll need is a photocopy of the client's company business registration. We'll need a recent bank statement or a letter with your company bank's letterhead that states the account number, just to prove that it belongs to the company that's on the business registration. You'll need a landing page in Chinese or Mandarin, and this is where you'll link to with your ads, and the root domain that will host the PPC landing pages. So basically, if we don't have this is kind of something that's put off clients in the past from running Baidu, just because you do need that Chinese website. But if we don't have this, the agency we have can set it up for us. And then, so basically what we give to the agency, so at the moment, Alex is in the middle of creating a brief that we'll give to them. And on this brief, what we'll do is we'll submit all the documents from the last slide to give to Jade. They'll then use these to help to set up an account. We'll give them our Google builds, which will include the ad copy, obviously, and the keywords. And basically, Jade will translate these into the local language for us, and then they'll use the keywords we give them to run a report and see if there's any volume for those keywords, and they'll also make new suggestions as well. The landing page in Chinese, if we have it, we give them it. If not, we let them know, and they'll create it for us. And then, what the hell's happened there? Okay. Yeah. And yeah, so basically anything that we don't have, we let them know and they'll do it for us. And then the media spend, obviously, so that they can allocate that to the campaigns. So on that topic, in terms of spend, gee whiz. Okay. So the setup fees is 3,000, and basically this includes the account setup, the campaign setup. So like I said, Jade will set up 3 campaigns: brand, bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel. It includes your monthly report and management, so they'll obviously manage campaigns for us, make any optimizations. And then the media spend, which is 2,000. So obviously on top of these setup fees, Tag's also making money as well. So in terms of what we need to set up the campaign, we would need a minimum budget of 5,000, and that would include your media spend, all your setup fees. And then discounts. So we've agreed a plan with Jade that if we brief in 1 to 10 projects, they'll just charge a standard price. But if we brief in 11 to 30 within the next year, they'll give us a 30% discount on fees. And then 31 to 60, we get a 40% discount. And then anything over 61 projects, we'll get a 50% discount. So ideally, kind of as of when the brief's ready, we start pushing Baidu as much as we can to clients that it would obviously work for, to try and hit at least the 11 projects so we can get that discount, because obviously the more discount we get, the more money we make. And I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, I'll take them, but that's pretty much all I know.
When we have discounts, does the client get this like
No.
cheaper setup here, or is it just us? Like,
No, it's just us. So like the idea is that originally we're making like money on this already, but the more projects we brief, the more money we make, because the client still pays the same, but we get discount from Jade.
So the discount post factors, once we hit 11, the 11 one will be 30% off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything.
only that one.
No.
No, anything over 10 projects up until 30 projects, we get 30%, and then from 31 onwards, we get a 40% discount.
What's your dream feature?
Hmm?
Baidu. What's your dream feature?
My dream feature? What do you mean?
What would you like to have in Baidu?
I mean, I don't know, because there's not really much we can do. We can't go into that. I mean, it would be nice to go into the account and play about, but we obviously can't. So, yeah, probably just more control.
I have questions. I'm gonna start with my first one, which is that control. So, is the reports been agreed as monthly?
Mhm.
Why?
That's just, they just sent us like a pricing list, and that's what it includes. I think the media spend of 2,000 is on a monthly basis. So obviously, if your client's planning running for more than 1 month, you'd need more than 2,000.
Just on the control. So in the past, like they've sent like a report, and then I've like fed back as I would do, like if there's anything like low click through rates, or they give you like the keywords and things like that, so you can still have control in a way to kind of encourage some better performance if you need to. So
Yeah.
you don't have control on the platform, but you still have control over how it's performing in a way.
Yeah, I just thought like also with them being an agency as well, and they run the campaigns all the time, I thought they would kind of know what optimizations to make. But yeah, that's good if we can make them as well.
They make optimizations, but I'm just meaning you still have input, like, you know what I mean? So you still get to do that, which is good for us. And then my other question was just on like the brand zone stuff. That was quite cool. How do we do that?
I don't know if it's something, I don't know how expensive it is, to be honest. I just thought it was quite cool. But every example I've seen was pretty much like massive brands like Nike and Coach and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it would be, like YouTube masthead, where it's, yeah, but it's like tens of, I don't know. I'd imagine it'd be quite costly if you're commanding like the relevant keywords.
And then you mentioned like to have enough time to run it. What is the kind of turnaround? How long do we need to set up?
I mean, I'd say like, obviously when we're sending the stuff over, we need to build the Google campaigns first, because we need to then give them the Google build. So if it takes us like a week to turn around the Google build, then maybe give them like 2 weeks more to brief it in and create the campaigns.
And is that including the time that they need to set up the account?
Yeah,
So in 2 weeks.
I'm not sure like how quick that process is.
Okay. We can ask that, and then just for like, because like you say, we're obviously time sensitive with events, so we need to kind of know that, like, is there like
Yeah, I think obviously like we try and get the client to commit to it before anything goes live. And then if you're thinking your Bridge Prom campaigns run for like 12 weeks, then your Baidu would probably run for like 9 to 10 weeks.
And then my last question was, you mentioned that, I think you mentioned we're just doing search. Are we considering display maybe in the future, or what's the target like there? Do we know anything on that?
I'm not too sure on I think the targeting is pretty similar. They do have like these ecosystems, which is kind of like, I think it's similar to category targeting, where like you have like industries. But yeah, I'm not too sure on like if you can do like website visitors and stuff like that. But yeah, just so far to begin with, we're going to run search. We have a call tomorrow, so this is like stuff we can ask them as well.
Questions as well. First one is, do we have any best practices from the agency for providing the ad copy? So they do only have one headline, they suggested.
I mean, you're only allowed to use one headline per ad, but if that's the case, obviously it's probably going to have to be the event name. The headlines are a bit longer, so you could probably get like event name and a call to action in there.
You said obviously Chinese characters or 50 characters. What does that mean?
I think it's like either Chinese characters, and I think that counts for like 2 of our characters.
Would it be in English?
Yeah, I think it's like 2 English characters or 1 Chinese character.
Okay. And then my other question is on conversion tracking. So how does that work? Do we set that up for them? Do they send us stuff to implement GTM?
That's something I don't even thought of that actually. So I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, you set it up actually.
Just when I saw the
I think they maybe just do it, but
They do.
I think, like-
for their end.
yeah, I think they just do it.
Like, I wasn't sure if you could use GTM, but I know that.
Yeah, GTM is not a thing in China.
You just gotta fix the website, so maybe they sent it to us or something. I'll check.
Because obviously we won't have access to the code on the website. So many different
Yeah.
questions.
Cheers.
When you said they can create Chinese landing pages, is there a cost for that?
That's included in the setup fees. So I think the way it's going to work is whether or not we need it, they're going to take that fee anyway. So in the past, when I've been asking clients if they want to run it, we've been asking them, like, do you have a translator or do you need us to do it for you? Whereas what we're going to do now is we're just not going to give clients the option because it's in the cost anyway. So like translation wise, they'll just translate it for us. There's no point in asking the client, because then if the client doesn't have it, it might put them off. So and if they don't have a landing page, then I wouldn't ask them to make one. We'd just say, we'll do one for you.
Do you think there's a case that we don't have any campaign in English, and how we proceed with this?
What if we don't have the Google build?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, the way you'd done it in the past, actually, you did have your Google build, even though it was only run in China. So I think for us, yeah, we probably just need to build it in English first. Whether or not it's going to go live on Google, just build it that way anyway, just to give them something.
More like the advertising policies, like whether it's obviously China, it might be different in terms of like topics. So like would there be a list of types of events so we won't allowed to be running ads for?
Yeah, I'm not sure like what types of events won't go live, but I do know there's like a lot of censorship. So I would rely on the agency to tell us that when we're setting the campaigns live. Anything that I've went through with so far, like the 2 times that I was going to run campaigns, they never came back and said that it wasn't possible. But I think both times were for food ingredients. So
are we getting like one of the client response library messages, like asking for all that stuff, you know, like the bank details and
yeah. I think
on the page?
what we're probably going to do is create like this kind of deck, but an external version, and then maybe convert it to like a PDF just to send to the client of like what they need, almost like the best the creative requirements. Yeah.
Are we letting on to clients that we're working with an agency to run these in China?
I think in the past when I've done it, I've said like we have someone in China, because that's kind of almost like a mistake I made last time as well, was asking the client if they had like a Chinese office that could set it up for us. But I was looking at your communications yesterday, and you did say like our Chinese agency, which I was like, I don't know if we're going to say that in the future, because we don't want to let them on that we're paying someone else and still, because they then
Just go directly.
yeah, because then they might go directly.
Yeah, I think
Okay, partners.
sister agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they ask us stuff on the call, and like we obviously can't see the platform and stuff, we might not have good answers, so then we might look bad if we're to say.
Okay, that worked out similar to
We can say we have partners in China.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because they'll know like that we can't do it here if they can't do it, you know what I mean? So
Same
it's
with
like the same
programmatic. We buy through another agency.
Yeah, but we have full control.
Yeah, but we still set up the campaigns and stuff.
Yeah, but still with partner agencies.
I think it would probably just be similar to like when you first start here, and like everything you know is pretty much in your insights, and then if there's anything you don't know, you just say like, oh, I'll go and have a look after the call, and then just email the agency. That's what I used to do. Yeah. I don't know, but I'll find out for you.
they're really responsive as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if like the agency is actually in China, because they reply like all times of the day.
They're ninjas.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really responsive anyway, from when I've spoken to them.
Yeah, there's only one question I had to do with root domain. Does it have to be the Chinese root domain as well, or can it be like?
Yeah, so it needs to be like a website in China, as far as I know anyway.
What is the domain for China?
CH.
.ch.
Yeah, CH.
Give
Anything else?
When do you think we'll have the client deck stuff that we can start screening around it?
Well, I mean, we're going to do like a test. We've got a test brief coming up, hopefully by tomorrow, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got a call with the agency.
Too many questions for Dave.
I know. Like I said at the start, everything I know is here. No, I mean, we're doing like a test brief. We're going to run a test after once the agency approves all it tomorrow, we'll run a test. If everything works and they get everything their end, then hopefully in the next like maybe week. Fingers crossed. Right, no more questions.